welcome back. So, you can see by my inventory, we got a project going on here. We're actually just below the animal pen. So if I come up here, we're just over here. But yeah, so I was kind of wanting to make like a market area, and I've already got a spot cleared out for it and everything, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I'm making these sort of chambers for our sheep to go in because I want to make an automated sheep farm. And I have not messed with the observer block all that much since it got added, but apparently it's really easy to make like an automated sheep farm now, so I think I'm going to try to set one up today. The basic premise here, I think I've got some stuff. Yeah, so let's do... I was going to just show you guys how I was going to make this. So the whole idea is that you can access the wool that's going to go into the chest here, but underneath the sheep itself is going to be hoppers running into the chest, and then you have rails on top of those, if I can place it right, and then you put a hopper minecart on top of the rail, and you have to keep the rail on it so that way it's just high enough to where it'll suck the wool when it gets sheared down through the block, and then it'll go into the chest. So after that, you put a grass block for them to stand on, and then if I'm not mistaken, you do an observer. Can I get... This gives me the leaf back, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So you put an observer going into this. My inventory is so full of these shears. And then I think you just put a piece of redstone there and a dispenser on top right here. And then we can just... where'd that piece of dirt go? Oh, it's still in here. We can just put the piece of dirt back right there. And then, boom. And we can put the leaf back. Oh. And then all we have to do is put a sheep in here. Every time it eats the grass block, the detector block will detect that and send a pulse to this. And then it'll shear it, and then just rinse and repeat over and over again, and eventually we'll just get wool. So there's actually, I think there's only 16 types of wool, but there's 17 containers here. I think what I'm going to do, the only reason I have 17 is because I wanted to make it symmetrical. I could have just, extended this wall out or something if I wanted to, but we're just going to put 2 white sheep on the very end here, because I figure white wool could probably be used more than any of the other ones. But I don't know. I could end up changing it later, but I figured that would be the best way to do it. So yeah, we'll just we can do that, and then we'll end up filling this back in with glass once we have a sheep in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of these. I think I might end up putting a hopper above these, so that way there's more shears going down into these. But honestly, it'll take a long time for these shears to get depleted, so maybe we'll just keep it like this for now. But either way, I'm going to fill these all up, and then I'm going to try to get some sheep down here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I've got all of these done. I actually had to take the redstone out of the back of all of these, just so that way it wasn't shearing all of these in the wrong colors. And I think I have, yeah, a couple of them that I brought down were the wrong color, so I had to, gotta make sure they're all white and ready to be dyed. So I tried to do somewhat of like a color gradient, but it doesn't really matter, and you can only dye them if they have wool on them. If they're already sheared, they don't have anything. So we're just gonna go down the line. We'll do like that, I guess. Alright, he'll stay white. This one will go light gray, then black. We'll do brown, and then we have 2 white on the end. So, yeah. And then all we got to do, okay. Does it not consume the dye? So this is me editing the video, and I don't know why it didn't consume some of those dyes, and going back afterwards, it looks like some of the sheep aren't dyed anymore for some reason, so I'll have to fix that after this episode is over, so I don't know. Okay, so anyway, we have all of the sheep dyed, ready to go. I just need to replace the redstone here in the back, so on all of these, like that, and then we just need to go over to the other side. You can see that one activated, and you can hear it already starting to go. Alright, boom bam, all of these should be working, and then boom bam, we'll put our tools back on our hotbar. We can put that in there. Okay, and I left this open because sometimes if they're like twisting around, you can actually access the dispenser like that, so I can try to use that as a way to fill these back up. But you can already see that we're getting, you haven't yet, but we're getting wool. So this is working so far. I don't know why. It's super simple. It seems a lot easier than it should be, but oh well. So yeah, there is that. We're going to hop over to a creative world really quick, just in case you're here for just learning how to do this, and I'll try to build the whole thing a little bit easier where you can see it, because I know it's a little bit cramped down there. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're over here in the test world really quick, and just so you can see it a little bit better, get rid of some of this stuff around here. Starting with the bottom layer, this is going to be your output chest. So then you have two hoppers, one going into the other one and then one going into the chest. You have a rail with a minecart hopper on top, so that way it'll reach up to where the sheep is getting sheared. And then on top of this you have your little platform for your sheep. So obviously this one's underneath the middle block, which is where the sheep is. Then you need an observer going into that block, so that way whenever it changes states and they eat the grass off of the top of it, it'll activate. Then you just need a block for the back of the dispenser, so that way it'll activate the block, and then it'll activate the redstone. And then you put a dispenser facing in, so that way it's facing towards the sheep and everything. Then I guess if you want, on mine I had like the glass in the front, and then I did leaves in the back, which if that's what you want to do, feel free to, but I just did it because I like the way it looked. So you can put these here if you want, and then you can actually get your sheep egg, which I don't know where the sheep egg is in this particularly. Sheep. So put your sheep in, and then he's all ready to go. And then on the dispenser itself, we can put a pair of shears. And now, whenever he gets hungry and he wants to eat, he will eat the bottom block, or he'll eat the grass block, hopefully soon-ish. We'll actually go ahead and set up one of these right here, and then you can put as many shears in this as you want, obviously. Well, I did it for him. Either way. But you can see that it actually gets sucked up by the hopper and put into the chest. So it's not very complicated. Obviously, you can fill this up with shears, and then if you want extra storage, you can put a hopper and then even a chest on top of that and fill those with shears. But shears are kind of expensive with them being 2 iron a piece, and I don't have an iron farm in my world yet. So, yeah, this is the design. Not too hard. Obviously, I didn't come up with this design, and there's way too many people out there that use this design for me to tell you who started it, but I'll leave a link in the description for someone. I don't know who yet, but yeah, so either way, let's hop back over to the other world. Alright, so we're back. I think today I want to, besides setting that up, I need to show you the little market area too. So if we come over here, and I've got so in the last episode I talked about how I was going to try to make a villager breeding area, so you may notice that this is new. I'll get to it in just a moment, but if we come over here to the greenhouse and we come over here, I have moved this little path sort of in this direction, and I have it as a whole little wraparound right here. And you can see that it's just, you know, I put a nice little wall here and everything, and I filled the rest of this area out with some trees and stuff to kind of give it a border. And then I got rid of all the grass in the middle here, but I'll probably end up putting some of it back just to decorate once I get some stuff built. But I want to put some like different little stalls and different kinds of things in here, and then we'll try to put some villagers in each one of them, so that way we don't necessarily have to have a whole building dedicated to like a profession. But yeah, we'll just have like some various traders and stuff like that scattered throughout here, and some market stalls. And I thought that would look kind of cool, so just a little market area. And that's one of the big reasons why I made the wool farm, is so that way I can kind of put like the striped wool like sort of awning on top of all of them. And I'll make sure that they can't get out and move around, because I would really hate for zombies to come through the woods and eat their faces off. So anyways, you'll notice that it comes up right here, and this connects back over with this little section right next to the library. But I've sort of made like a little cellar or like a catacombs underneath it. And oh, you can already hear them. But boom. So there's so many of them down here, because I put a bunch of beds because I had a bunch of extra beds from ransacking other villages and stuff like that. And I've made a few because obviously you don't get that many. But I started with 2 zombie villagers that I had cured, and I just shoved them down here. And from there I kind of just gave them stacks of carrots and potatoes, and they really just took it to the moon, I guess. And I've been feeding them, you know, every so often to kind of get their numbers up. But we definitely have the stock here to start filling up the market stalls whenever we get to that. So yeah, and then just to make it kind of have a function, I made sort of like a little exit over the back end over here, and it wraps around to the little guard tower next to the entrance bridge. So yeah, I think it worked out pretty good. I mean, if I need more villagers than this, hopefully I shouldn't, or if I get them out, you know, I can just keep breeding these ones in here. I could eventually extend this all the way to the rest of the length of the library, but I don't think I'll need to do that. I kind of like it. It's a lot of spruce wood, but I feel like the pillars and stuff like that on the sides give it sort of like a, you know, underneath like catacombs sort of feel. But yeah, so we've got those ready and, you know, willing to start a shop and everything. But I don't think I'm going to do that this episode, because I don't know really how I want the stalls to look just yet, and I want to kind of plan the layout of this a little bit more before I actually get started on it. So 2 things I want to do this episode are, I want to go get a dog, so that way we pretty much have all of the pets. And I really want to get a trident, because I've never had a trident before, ever. And they seem really, really cool, and I've got a ton of enchantment books from the AFK fish farm and stuff that I could put on one to make it really nice. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've watched a video or 2 about like the easier ways to get a trident, and it seems like you just basically have to like go and swim around in the ocean for a little while, and there's like a 6% chance for a drowned with a trident to spawn. So it's like all luck on whether or not you find one, and then it's like a 8% chance for him to drop it or something like that. But if you have looting on your sword, which I do, each level of looting brings it up another percent. So I think I have like an 11% chance to get a trident off of one. So although those odds are not great, I'm just gonna, you know, I guess we're gonna go over there kind of towards the Guardian farm, and we're just gonna swim around for a little bit and try to grab a trident. So cue the montage, I guess. So either way, yeah, see you after that's over, I guess. Okay, really quick before we get into the montage, the sort of guide that I'm using to, you know, set this whole thing up is by Waddles. I'll leave a link in the description to his episode where he goes over this. But we have a bed and everything ready just in case, because obviously you don't want it to be nighttime because it'll spawn mobs around here, and you want to concentrate as many spawns as you can on the drowned. And then I brought a conduit to set up just for fun. He doesn't require that or anything like that, but I just thought it would be kind of neat. And then he says that it's always a good idea if you don't have that great of equipment, which I do have pretty good equipment, that you can leave a boat towards the top, and then you can, if you need to get away from one of the drowned with the tridents, you can kind of swim up to the boat and get away from him. So that's kind of a neat little trick, I guess. But really quick, I want to set up this hey, look, hello buddy. No trident though. So let's set this thing up really quick. I've never set one of these up before, and they look really cool, so we're just gonna try this out. I think I need the conduit there, yeah. And then you do the corner bits. Oh, it's already, I think it has different levels to it. But if we fill this whole thing around, that's not right. Sounds like a heartbeat. It's kind of weird, actually. Oh no, I didn't bring enough. I knew I was missing some. Oh well, I mean, we have conduit power. Well, oh well, this will have to do for now. And actually, this night vision's super nice. But anyways, cue the montage. Let's kill some drowned. I did it! This took forever. This took roughly 45 minutes, which is not that bad, but it felt really long. Oh well. Alright, and it's almost broken too, but we can always put some mending on it. Anyways. So, yeah. That was kind of cool. I really want to throw it right away, but I don't want to break it. So we're going to go slap some enchantments on this thing, and yes, I will head over to the Enderman farm and we will get this thing going. Okay, I think I have, yeah, I've got, okay, it was just the one. Either way, so we got Trident. There, you can do Riptide on these. But from what I understand, Riptide just kind of like moves you with the trident when you throw it, and that doesn't sound as cool as like lure and impaling and all that. So we're gonna do impaling, channeling, loyalty, and mending. So this is Neptune. And if we go to the end, well, let me drop some stuff off really quick. So I don't remember if I told you guys or not, but a while back I started working on this. And I haven't done the whole thing or anything by any means, but I needed to do a lot of this because it was open, and I needed to be able to take my boat all the way to the end without being able to die or flying off the edge or anything like that. So all of that is pretty much good. But here we go. So this thing still works like a dream. I actually had to add some carpets to the endermite at the top of it because I don't know, I guess he was still on a rail, and I guess they were just like I don't know what they were doing, but somehow they were like pushing him off the edge a little bit, so I had to put some blocks with some carpets on top, so that way he stayed completely in the center. So yeah, but all we have to do for this is we're gonna slap that in our right side and kill a bunch of these, if you can still hear me. It fills up so fast. So you can just see the bar on it filling up, the durability right there, you can see. I wonder if we could use this, because I need to repair this. It doesn't have sweeping edge or anything like that on it, so it's not nearly as good to use. For this, anyway. And they all just start funneling back in. Okay. So, we're good with that now. And now we can use this bad boy. Because why not? Also, if you didn't know, channeling actually just makes it to where if it's raining, I think if it's just raining, I don't think it has to be a thunderstorm, but you can throw it at enemies and it will... Whoa, that was cool. If it hits an enemy while it's raining, I think it's just raining, not thunderstorms, it will like strike lightning on them, which is kind of cool. So if you hit like a zombie with it or something like that, you could potentially turn them into zombie pigmen, I think. And you can make charged creepers with it and stuff, which is kind of cool. Neat. It's not as strong as I was hoping it would be, so we probably won't use this a whole lot, but it's just really cool to have either way. So let me... Oh, I forgot to bring bones. Give me just a second. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to break my legs anyway. So these ender pearls are super nice, by the way. If you have feather falling and you have an enderman farm, definitely use these to travel around, because I've not been doing it a whole lot and it's definitely worth it, because they go really far and it just saves you a ton of time. That was not a great pearl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure while I was over here the other day getting spruce wood, there was some dogs around. Let's see if I can find one. I also want to get a fox too, but a fox is going to be a little bit harder to get. There he is. Hello. Oh wow, you needy boy, needy boy. Boom. It's my dog. It's my dog that wants to go outside right now next to me. Let me take this dog back to the house really quick, and we'll end this episode off. So, new part of the family. Hopefully he gets along with Mimi, and I don't remember what our bird's name is, but couldn't put a name tag on him last time I tried, so I guess he doesn't have a name. So let's get him back. Okay, so there he is. Got our boy, and our cat, and our bird. Hello. And yeah, so I think we're good. We just need to... I'd like to grab a fox. I don't think foxes are actual pets that will follow you around as far as I know. I remember hearing something about like if you breed 2 foxes or whatever and you take the baby fox, it'll grow up with you or something like that. I'm not positive on that though. But we'll probably try to grab one and put him on a leash or whatever on a fence post somewhere. So before the dogs start going insane, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Dogs barking. All right. See you then.